It's really all hands on deck here in this community because they have one day to evacuate. Right here, this is the water pump. Put my hand up next to it, you can see just how big it is. You're back here on weekends for one night.
So nice to be with you again on the weekends.
Mr. Harper, you're choosing to ignore me and you're also choosing to ignore parents. They are loading students into these buses and taking them to a different school. Shut down Tennessee State Highway 216. That's because of all of this water. So what do you call banana peels that you wear as shoes?
Banana peels that you wear as shoes?
Yeah, slippers. You kill the bees, they leave behind the honey, and that will drip. Hard to call them a break-in because people are just simply leaving their doors unlocked. Gunner, high five, high five, woo, high five for winter. Illinois State Emergency Management says they've seen this water sometimes rise an inch a day, and they're worried it could get worse, possibly sticking around until July, which means people who live here are at the mercy of the water. A mobile home park in East Cape Girardeau, Illinois is the latest target of the rising Mississippi River.
I mean, you brought the Army and stuff in a little too late. You get what I'm saying? That they've came too late. I mean, there's no help that can be done for us.
The National Guard is sandbagging while the U.S. Coast Guard is out on the water.
We're here going door to door, just making sure that everyone's safe, is aware of the mandatory evacuation, and we're assisting them getting to dry ground.
Heather Fritz's home is easy to spot with her red car stuck in the flood.
It is emotional. It very much so is when you own your home and now you got to uproot and try to figure something out for not only you but your children too. I mean, it's going to be bad for a lot of us.
As the water creeps up, Brandy Walters' family is trying to save what they can. So families are having to take everything out of their home, put it into their car all in one day. Once they evacuate, they don't know how long it will be until they're back in their home because of public safety concerns.
It's hard to realize that this could happen to anyone.
We took a boat ride with the Coast Guard to see what they see.
They moved to create a life, and then in an instant, everything that they spent years building up can possibly be gone.
They say everyone is safe, but many of these neighbors have no place to go.
Yeah, it's just a trailer court, and yeah, you know, but them are people's home.
The U.S. Coast Guard tells me the water here is about 5 feet deep, and the water more towards the homes, closer to 3 feet over there. Now, Fritz tells me because this is a flood zone, she does not have flood insurance, meaning whatever this water ruins is gone.
So where are Grace and the other adults tonight, Leah?
They're still in that home tonight because what Community Options, Inc. was going to do is illegal. The Kentucky Cabinet for Health and Family Services says they have to remain open until all of their residents have secured a new home. So this is a big win for the families, but that doesn't change the fight that's been happening for weeks to ensure that the Bloomingburg's 23-year-old autistic daughter wouldn't just be dropped off at a hospital. Hidden in plain sight, there are homes like this for adults with severe developmental disabilities who are trying to live normal lives.
She's 23, probably has the mentality of maybe a 2-year-old. She's slightly verbal. She's a very sweet girl.
Bob and Janet Bloomingburg say their daughter, Grace, needs 24-hour supervision. She lives at this home owned by Community Options, Inc. for now.
It was just more than we could handle as a husband and wife.
These homes are closing. They were given 30 days notice. They say it's not enough time to find another home for her. The Bloomingburgs say they were told whoever didn't have a place to go would be dropped off at a mental institution.
My daughter is mentally disabled. She's not mentally ill.
There are only 4 adults living in these homes. I wanted to know why the nonprofit would leave without making sure they were in good hands. The nonprofit is based out of New Jersey, so I called and called.
Hi, Brian. My name is Leah Shields.
Called.
Hi, Brian. This is Leah Shields.
They finally sent a statement saying they have, quote, no choice but to close the Kentucky operations because of funding issues. Yet the nonprofit had excess revenue of nearly $5 million in 2017 and total revenue of more than $162 million.
We don't want a company that operates the way that they've operated. If that's what they're about, then we don't need them. We just want them, like he said, to fulfill their obligation to our daughter. She's more than just money from the state. She's a human being.
Their mission is to support people with disabilities. Janet wants them to keep their promise.
And it's an ironic name. It should be Community No Options because they pretty much left us without any.
I have not been given a closing date, but remember, like we said, they have to remain open until all of the residents have secured a new home. Live in Paducah, Leah Shields, WPSD Local 6.
At 6, it's the end of an era in education. Art Davis has been working at Paducah Tillman High School for 27 years.
A lot of you know him. He spent 16 years as principal, touching thousands of lives along the way, and now he's retiring. Local 6's Leah Shields brings us some of his last special moments with students.
How are you?
I'm good.
Art Davis is a principal of the people.
Hey, man. Can you get in contact with Todd?
You have to contact him by walkie-talkie because he is always moving.
It's a big school. It's a lot of hallways.
He checks on his students. He checks on his staff.
I need somebody to boost my ego while I come in here. Oh, Mr. Davis, you look so nice.
I call him the sharp-dressed man.
I'm gonna try not to cry. I'm gonna miss him. He's an awesome leader, and he's a good friend.
He's even hired some of his former students as teachers.
I appreciate him so much. It's going to be a big loss for our school. Just the respect that he has from everybody here.
Davis has been wandering the halls for 27 years. It's his leadership style. And for 16 of those years, he's made a space for himself in the principal's office. After more than a decade, his office is being packed up, but this was just a place to hold his things. His real office was these hallways.
I stay in the building. I'm not an in-office type principal. I feel like it's a gift.
His gift, people say, is connecting with others.
Hey, how are you?
Just the way he interacts with the kids, they're his kids.
We'll miss you.
Davis says this school made him want to be better.
You never know who you touch or who you're helping when you're in this business. They may not like me, but I think they respect me.
It's the kind of tough love that shapes a young mind. In Paducah, Leah Shields, WPSD Local 6.